day is about a different thing, kind of. That's what you should be covering. Not the same message over and over. It should be different general messaging, right? So you take that general messaging, and with that message, it has its own dedicated sales page, because when people click and open and go to that content, they're looking for more of that specific content. Not the sales page, your general sales page you've shown them for 800 times. That's what most email is go back to the sales page, book a call, book a call, book a call, book a call. Because this email, say the third one in the sequence, is about the facts. If you had a whole video on, hey, this is Nathan, here's the complete facts of XYZ, how we help you, question A. That's one video, one dedicated sales page for that email. And you do that for each email in the sequence. And the conversions from it, I mean.
So let me ask you this. So is it just ads? Like this is lead magnet ads that are just going right into the opt-ins, right? And then that's when you segment it? Or where do the leads come from?
Yeah, so this is regardless of wherever you're getting the leads from. It could be from Facebook, it could be from YouTube, it could be from Google. Once they go into your process and they become a lead, the follow-up sequence that closes them to become a customer, again, to this main product and service that they hit an ad for buying a car. Okay, they became a lead. Now they need this content about buying a car, but each of these different focuses, each email focus should have a sales page and a video focus for that specific email. And what you do, if you want to do that right, is you follow the format of kind of, each one has to hit a different thing the audience is looking for. This is kind of hard to describe, so bear with me. So the first email is kind of, here's what we do exactly. You walk through that. Okay, now they've already learned kind of, they know what you do. Now, they don't need to hear that again. They need to hear how you do it exactly in more depth, because the reason why leads don't buy or customers don't buy, they either A, haven't built like, know, and trust, or B, they haven't heard that thing that they resonate most with, which you don't know what that is until they hit it in this sequence. So then, like I said, each email kind of covers a different thing. You know, one email could just be the main objections. And you have a whole video and a whole sales page just on the objections, because then as a lead goes through, they're almost guaranteed to convert at a higher rate, because at some point they're going to hit what makes them buy, because different people have different personalities, different things they react to, different, things they're going to relate with.
Do you set this all up and go high level? Is that how you have your segmented like that?
You can do go high level. Go high level is pretty good for the segmentation for it. Probably one of the best there is for segmentation. I've done it with go high level. You can kind of do it with Kajabi. There's a few, I've worked with every CRM there is. You can use, it's just harder depending on which one you use. So like go high level, Kajabi, there's a couple active
What
campaigns.
do you use?
I use 2 or 3. So I use go high level, I use Kajabi, and I've used active campaigns with ClickFunnels. Those are my main 3. If you're going for complexity, go high level's best. Like if you want like the best performing fucking marketing imaginable, go high level's more difficult to.
Because I'm on Kajabi right now and I'm moving away from it.
So my profile is built on Kajabi right now, and I moved it from go high level. So here's why I would maybe stick, even though you're probably in the process of moving shit. It depends on what you care more about, or you can do both. Is A, I moved from go high level Kajabi. After I initially moved from Kajabi to go high level, I moved back, because the product accessibility and customizability of the product and service access in Kajabi is multiple times better. Now, their automations, their systematizing, their tagging, all that stuff, go high level beats them 100 times out of 100. So technically, you could use both. You could use go high level for the fancy shit and the actual product access, which I like because, for example, like how I design my product back office of they access the courses, here's where they're going to have support, blah, blah, blah. You can't customize that yet. You can go high level. So it depends on
I'm using school. I started shifting everything over to school.
Okay.
From the course and the community side of it, because I was using Kajabi and then I was using Slack at one point, for like the community side of it, but then it just got overcomplicated. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to kind of simplify it.
Yeah. So then you're probably good. Then you can, if you want to build a more higher converting, sophisticated process, use go high level and then bring them to school as the actual product access, because school's pretty good. They're pretty phenomenal. And they have all those things you'll need.
And I'm using the email and the podcast feature on Kajabi. So it's like the email is like unlimited, but if I use like Kit or Active Campaign or other ones, then they charge you like per email. I'm like, dang it.
Yeah, you don't want that. So also email deliverability, because we're a better CRM. Email deliverability is not dictated by the CRM you use at all. Doesn't matter. I've used the shittiest CRMs that still deliver inbox.
Okay.
100%. I mean, really garbage. It comes down to like all these practices I talked through, and like there's still like way more. This is the beginning. It's just the beginning juicy stuff. That is what drives click-through rates, open rates, sales, deliverability is through you actually giving what, like I described, is actually just giving your audience exactly what they want and not giving them the same redundant thing over and over again. And because you do that, they open on more emails, they click through more emails. Your email isn't spam because you're not sending the same message you've sent 800 times. So they will open, they will click through, which them opening and click throughing tells email providers to keep delivering it to inbox, top of inbox. So like DCAM, DMARC, all that stuff helps. Writing an email helps, but it's really just
Are you doing any cold email stuff?
I'm about to start. Yes. So
I had one of my teammates do it for the last month, and we have 6 different emails, and I warmed them all up beforehand, and then we're just not getting a whole lot of traction yet.
What do you use for the cold emails? Which email provider?
Instantly.
Okay. I was going to say Instantly or Smart Lead. Those are good. It depends on the leads.
That's what I'm identifying. It's like, it's either the email itself or the list.
I would have to see the emails to know, like if they're, because again, I'm going for a really nonchalant approach. So to give you insights on what I'm building and doing, it's nuts. I'm building.
If you heard what I'm doing, you'd probably think I'm nuts too. Or maybe we're just both nuts,
We might be doing some nuts stuff right now. I'm building for my local market because I really like in-person stuff. I really like fucking working with people. It's my, like the less I can tell, I could spout this forever. So I'm doing locally, specific targeting. I'm doing cold email, plus I'm about to be hiring for people to call. I'm also doing cold texting at the same time.
Ooh.
For that, I'm doing it for my like start a business, make money online audience. I'll also be doing it at the same time for my kind of B2B kind of consulting, like my blueprint, the instant results blueprint I do for this main thing I really like doing. So I'm doing it for each of them. For the leads you're contacting, do you have their phone number as well or no?
I think we do. I'm trying to pair it with LinkedIn at one point, but like my offer is like I help people build an online business. So I'm like targeting coaches. And so not all of them are on LinkedIn is what I'm noticing.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
And so I'm like, we're doing, maxing out. Most of all our business is coming from Instagram and associations that I'm a part of. That's where I'm getting the leads at. And we're doing a lot of outbound, surprisingly. And we're doing close to 100K a month just doing that.
Nice. Oh,
okay. And then we're starting up ads. Just got connected with a marketing agency yesterday, finalized that. We're going to try to ramp stuff up. And then we've done a lot of outbound on Facebook, LinkedIn, and cold is what we've been trying. And then I'm trying to think about like alias accounts that we're doing. And you want to hear something else that I'm doing that's wild too, is we're going to be launching our own marketing agency with local, clients.
Okay. So very similar. Okay, cool.
And then the other one we're doing is recruiting, because we do that in our offer right now. We're recruiting people into people's business, like a social media manager and like a setter that we're placing people into.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're doing a variety of stuff. Yeah.
So couple questions. You're doing the Instagram kind of cold/DM organization thing. Your main offer, what's the price point? Tell me about it.
10 to 15. Okay. 10 is done with you, and then 15 is done for you. Okay. And that's just kind of like creating a bunch of stuff that they need to optimize their channel, their offer, leveraging AI with scripts and content, and placing people on their team so that they can focus on just the coaching and content.
Do you have any other offer?
That's why I'm doing a downsell. Like I'm writing my book. And so I'm going to do a book, and then with a free school group, that I'll add more content to, and then probably do like a $27 thing to kind of just break even on ads type of funnel.
Do that.
And then one other one that I'm trying for the last few weeks that I don't feel that I love. I probably don't do it. I just don't like it, but it's interviewing people for my book that are ideal prospects that I'm building a relationship with, just asking about their business. And ultimately they want to become my clients because I talk to them about all the different challenges and goals they have.
Yes.
And it just doesn't feel authentic to me because it's like a hidden thing.
And you have to do it really carefully. Because I've had that done for me, like going past, like, well, we use this for blah, blah, blah. Also, I know exactly, for example, like the instant sound uses any remote sales language. I know exactly what's going on.
I know. And that's why my team was setting up a few of those appointments. And then I'm jumping out. We're doing like 15-minute triage calls, and I have a conversation with them, then send them my VSL so they know some more about me and what I do. And then we have a longer 45-minute one. I just don't like it because I don't like feeling like I'm having a hidden agenda. So I
So
don't think I'm going to do that
I may
anymore.
have a way if you do want to do it to make it work.
Okay.
So if you did want to pursue that, by the way, I do also recommend you also do like a course down. You need to do a course down sell or something. That's what you guys do. Just time not to do what I just said to do with agencies. Do that shit. Do that shit, please, God.
I'm going to do that.
The way to also maximize that, if you do want to do that, is the call. And I've seen this done before there's a guy.
Hey, can I ask real quick before you go into that thought, what should my downsell be? I offered at one point some people, like it was a duration. I did a 16-week is the main one I do, but I could do a 6-week for like $3K, or should it be $997 for just the course itself?
3K is good. 3K is good. That's fine. But again, it depends if you want your time on it or not. So if you don't want your time on it, your actual time, it could be a $2,000 course too. It could be $2,000. It could be $1,000. It could be a $3,000 course. Do the downsell course. You could downsell $997, and then in that upsell them to the 3K, or upsell them back to the. That's what you're supposed to do. Is then upsell back to your main service anyways. Because if they get results from it, it's really fucking good. They go, oh well, fuck, maybe I should just hire you to do all this stuff myself. And that's also the thing is sometimes if they do have the money but they don't trust you, they'll buy the downsell and go, well, fuck, I don't want to do all this stuff. I actually could afford it. Get back on a call with me and, let's do the 13K, 10K. Real quickly before we get back to the thing.
Yeah.
With the 10 to 15K, do you have like broken up pricing for this?
Yeah, I'm pricing it on a weekly basis. So it's like $997 a week.
Okay.
Or what was it? Yeah, $950 or like $650. I haven't done sales for a while, but that's what we are doing for a week.
Right. Okay. So that's also good.
But the cash flow gets tighter when I do those sort of things. And then sometimes I've had one person randomly do a chargeback, but they've signed a contract.
And that sucks. That's like,
and you're like, dang it. And then it normally never happens, but some people, they just like do that. And then some people, their card, they don't do the payment through, and you have to go say, hey, your card's not working. Right. And so it's like, I'm financing their success, and the cash flow gets tighter on it. So I'm looking at some other options. I don't know what to do.
I have a couple things.
Love it.
Bro, I'm giving you too much sauce, bro. I'm giving you too much sauce. So another thing that I would do, did I just repeat the same thing? I don't know. Is for these businesses, it's going to be difficult to do, but if it's like a really good yes, they can work with you, no problem, is percent of revenue. Percent of revenue will make what you're doing more scalable, infinitely more scalable. So like, for example, there's a local business I have a meeting tomorrow at 9:30. I love high price points. That's where I go, I can make you a fuck ton of money. There's a barrel company that sell barrel saunas locally through a kid I know, my age. He's like, my grandpa runs a barrel company. I'm like, how much do they charge? He's like, $10,000 to $20,000 for barrels. They're really nice saunas. I'm like, tell me more. I'm like, do they do anything with their customers after they sell barrels? They go, no. So I got connected with them. We chit-chatted, etc. I've had 2 calls with the owners. I'm going to go to their actual place and close a deal tomorrow, which would be sick. But I'm going to do an upfront higher ticket, and then probably like between 2 and like, I'm probably going to go to 2 to 5% revenue, and I'll increase this because I haven't done percent revenue before. This is I'm initially new, but 2 to 5% revenue for the next like 6 months or a year, and then I'll bump it up to 10%. And then eventually, as authority grows to like top tier, I'll charge for like lifetime of the offer, or for like 10 years or 5 years or something. Integrating that, let's just say, I think they're selling 4 barrel saunas a week, which means they're doing, let's just say 15K, 60K a week for 120, they're doing about 240 a month. So they're doing, 240 a month. So if I'm getting 5% of that, 1% is 2,400 times 5, another 10, 15K a month.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I'm going to grow the business.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make them a fuck ton of, like when they was telling me about it, on the phone with the guy, I'm like, I don't mean to sound like not like professional, or I'm like, I can make you so much money from this. Like, I'm not going to pressure you to buy from me because I don't do that, but I'm like, you should buy from me. So my income will scale with them too. That allow more liquidity. That'll make you so much more money.
Interesting. Yeah.
And then for sale, another juicy piece is what we're going to go back to is if you do that process, and also any of the sales, whether you're doing sales or someone's doing sales for you, the sales calls himself, I would do consultative selling. Because when I worked with Frank Kern, I was his head sales guy, and this is what we kind of learned, and I do it all the time now, is use consultative selling and question-based and leading questions. And if you learn to do that well, like there's an actual way to do it, but that's going to be magic. Because say, for example, you do a podcast with someone, like I did the podcast with you, and the podcast would be the podcast would be me walking you through self-identifying all the things in your business you can do. Like, okay, and I actually thought about doing a podcast on this. It's basically a live consultative, blah, blah, blah. You go through the whole entire thing. So the end of the podcast is, wow. So if we do this, we do this, we do this, we do this. If I did all these things for your business, you would make X, Y, Z. If you do these things right now, if we could do that for you. Yeah, we would. Great. Well, folks, there you have a step-by-step process of how this person can make more money. You get off the call and you go, hey, I'm just curious. You kind of have actually like, this is actually a groundwork for how you can make more money with what you're doing. What if I just did this for you? Would you want to do that? Well, maybe. And then you basically from that can go into like whether you want to do it on that call or a different call, go, hey, well, let's get on our call. I think we can do this. Let me lay out some groundwork and then you can bring them to an actual call. So you could do that framework like that and naturally bring them to want to be a customer with you while still producing really good content.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah.
What about the book interview? How would you line that up? It's very similar like that with the podcast style things?
For the book interview?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I would do with the book interview. I'm interviewing. So, well, give me more context of kind of reiterate the book interview idea. Again, let me just double check.
I mean, it's the same thing. It's like even the style of like my podcast questions, right, is like a consultative sound. It's like you're just asking them about their business and their challenges and their goals and what they're wanting to do. I mean, then you widen the gap and then you do your 3 pillars and then, hopefully your questions have handled a lot of the objections from it and you get to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where I learned a lot of the podcast in-depth layers of questioning, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do that. I've only done just a handful and I just felt like it was unauthentic. It's like the integrity part of like, you're trying to have a hidden thing behind it. And I just didn't love the hidden part of it, even though it's just like, hey, this is what I do. You can also see my VSL. And then automatically they're like, yeah, I actually need your help too. And I've done that with podcasts too. Like the clients that I've had on the podcast, like I could definitely help them, and you're like, dang it. Like, how do I turn that into a sales conversation?
What you could do is literally just go, what I would do honestly, like again, the nonchalance thing afterwards, I'd like, can I get your phone number, your LinkedIn, whatever, so we can connect and talk after? And I would tell him, hey dude, like I just did this with, I was on another podcast. I forgot the guy's name and I had him on LinkedIn and etc. I said, hey, I think I can make you a ton of money. Can we get in a call? Just do that. Hey, I think I can make you a ton of money. Can we get in a call and just talk about it? Because from what you told me, like there's a bunch of things you could be doing. And if you just don't want to work together afterwards, I'm cool with that too. And that approach, dude, is just, sure, why not? Super conversational, super nonchalant. I think that's what it is because people are so used to, and I think it's getting more and more people can kind of detect like, oh, you're about to sell me or you're trying to sell me or you're whatever. Like, I don't want to get on the call, a discovery call or like a tea chat with you because I know what this leads to.
Maybe I've just been jaded for a long time, with some of that stuff. Maybe not everybody thinks that way like you and I do just because we've been in the market for
right.
a decade,
Yeah, no, I get the jaded thing too. I mean, I get jaded from, so genuinely, it's weird. I'm very surprised that a lot of the businesses like Frank is a different example. And the Alan Saltonic guy, like them, like not surprised they're very successful. But a lot of these other agencies, there's an agency called Bad Marketing. If you take a look at their website sucks. It is horrendous. Their sales process, horrendous. Everything I've seen of theirs online, absolute doo-doo dog buns. And yet, they're supposed to be the ad creatives they create for clients is phenomenal. So they have a really good product, really good service. But I question how they're successful because I took a look at their own marketing and I'm like, I submitted the form. I did the XYZ. I digested everything. You have no follow-up. Your business blows. It sucks. And I've discovered this, like, it's almost every business I talk to. Like, there's a guy named Dan Fleshman who didn't hire me, but I did like an audit for him too. Same thing. Like I took a look at their entire business model. I'm like, he does speaking. He has a bunch of fundraisers. He has all these businesses. He's an angel investor in all these different crazy things. And I'm like, I don't know how you got here. Like, your stuff sucks. And I don't understand. I'm jaded of like, I'm like, how did you get here? Like, I look at your marketing and this is garbage. But it's good for me because I can go, well, let me fix this stuff for you. So yeah, there's a lot you can do, brother.
Yeah, man. That's interesting. And it's so true, man. What can I do to help you, man? Anything I could?
Would you make me a little testimonial? Because I spit some sauce for you, maybe?
Sure.
I would very much appreciate that. Just, I mean, it could be like you have a good little studio set up. It could be like a minute. Like, yo, talk with John. Fucking really good guy. He has some sauce. I wouldn't say sauce, but Other than that, I mean, obviously everyone goes, refer me clients, please refer me customers. Obviously that.
Because you're essentially a marketing agency, right?
Yes. Essentially, that's what everyone summarizes it. Basically, imagine like a marketing agency, but I don't want to stick with you for the next 2 years or 5 years. I don't want to lock you into a contract. I hate that stuff. I'm like a marketing agency that goes in, I'll fix your entire business, I do all the stuff, I make everything convert more, and then I get out. I don't want to keep having to manage you. I don't want to have to keep any of that stuff. That's why I come up with it's like a blueprint, like a guaranteed, hey, we can do this, we put it in your business, like we can train on it and make sure your team keeps producing. That's the other like the higher ticket version is then we'll train your team to produce like this forever, and then we get out. You go your way, we go our way.
What masterminds are you in? You in any right now?
Right now, none. And the only reason why is, again, one, from my personal experience, the masterminds and events I've been at, I don't find a ton of value because there's very few people who actually teach like or talk like this. I've met like 3 people that do. I'll give myself a little kudos. Me, it's Frank Kern, Alan Saltinick. There's a guy named John Cristani who I manage his email list. He's a very successful high ticket affiliate marketing coach consultant type guy. I managed his email list, made him a ton of money. It was super cool.
So you have courses then too then? So you're a coach yourself, is that right?
Yeah, so I have the own product suite I have a book, I have a kind of course that teaches everything I do, and then I have the kind of higher ticket blueprint where I go into people's businesses and fix stuff. Yeah, so from my experience, though, what I was saying is that there's very few people that teach this depth of stuff or that even actually know it. Like I said, even a lot of the bigger people, quote unquote, I've worked for, I go, I don't know how you got here because a lot of it's just broken, but maybe it's because you just got these certain elements right. These certain elements are what you needed to get here. So, and the same thing, like when I go speak places, a lot of the speeches, I'll leave. I don't listen to because I know what this is. It's basically halftime. It's usually a pitch. A lot of masterminds and events, it's mainly a pitch to go work through. Like when I speak, there's zero pitch. I don't want to pitch to you. I just want to actually like the miracle of actually helping people by actually giving them really useful content. I love it. And it feels like saying it feels more natural. And it's ethical. So, I mean, if there were any masterminds, I'm planning to do my own soon. So after I build out this stuff, a part of my building, I mentioned to you my building I'm building a new house and I'm building my own event center on that property because I want to have my own masterminds. Yeah, because there's so much like high ticket coach consultants and people out there that like I've worked in their back ends and I'm like, oh, you actually are like a fraud almost. You're not actually who you say you are. Like you charge a lot of money and they're good. They're good at the marketing and selling of it, but actually teaching it and helping, they blow at, which sucks. And that's where like I'm jaded them. I don't like it because I work with some of these people and I'm like, oh, your stuff is actually, you're selling hot garbage to the masses and you've just found a way to sell it good, but not actually deliver.
Interesting. Yep. That's so funny, man. Yeah, and you have a big following on YouTube. What's your tricks that you found there?
Shorts, dude. Shorts is better. The problem with YouTube is it's gotten more and more people are jumping on it. So they have like YouTube content that does actually really well. It's so much more difficult than it used to be. The problem is, I should have doubled down on it like 8 years ago.
Right, we always would have been think
that. I mean, it truly is. So short form content, if you want faster growth, performing better, short form content, and just like everything else, I look at, okay, what's the best short form content that I can duplicate, customize it for my own messaging, ethically, and do my own way. Do that. So for example, like I took a video and redid a video. It got me like, I don't know, I think it was like 5,000 subscribers, one short. I've been such in creation mode, I haven't been able to create more. So I'm like, oh shit, I did this. It worked really bad. I'm just in creation mode. I think it generated from like YouTube AdSense like 10 grand and like 5,000 subscribers, one short that just blew up that I did that process for. So taking what works really well, okay, I'm just going to customize it, do it myself. And it's either going to hit or it's not going to hit. So it's just mass production of content, which takes time, energy, blah, blah, blah. So I recently paid, I have to finish setting it up for a shorts service. So I record the content, they'll create, I think it's like 100 shorts for me.
Yeah.
That I can use on YouTube, syndicate to Facebook, syndicate on TikTok, everywhere else as well.
Have you found like, I know a lot of people run ads to YouTube, so I wasn't sure if you use that technique to kind of grow and scale some of that.
I haven't. I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard it's done. Yeah, I've heard that's done really good for getting subscribers. I've heard also sometimes it kills people's channels. What I think happens is it's hard to say what like blows up. What my approach is going to be to actually like blow it up and like spread my social media awareness and presence more is trying to get on larger, like really, really big podcasts, really, really big stuff like that. Because by being on, like just landing on like one, like for example, I'm just gonna think of like what it would be like the Cold Coffee Brew Show, whatever it's called, with those two friends. I'm not sure if you know what I'm
Oh,
talking about even. But that
Colin and
alone,
Beer or something.
I think it's the cold yeah, something. They interview entrepreneurs. It's a huge podcast. They have like 5 million or 2
Yeah.
million
Okay.
subscribers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Getting on that, and I think what happens is when these people blow up and their businesses do as well along with it, is they get on one of those and then automatically through the syndication of content on that one platform, and then them being interviewed on probably 3 or 5 other podcasts the same size. It's like an instant. I mean, you the SEO from it, the traffic from search engines, the traffic from AI from it, the traffic from all the shorts, the awareness from all the shorts, then the retargeting of everyone going to your websites. Like that's what I think people do nowadays to be able to do that. Otherwise, I mean, it's going to be finding the magical piece of content that does it. So like that's my approach to hack it is, okay, this is another plan of mine is to launch just like we do for leads, do that for getting on podcast partnerships, etc. like that. So full-time person, commission only, basically closing these shows on me having me on.
Do you have a setter right now that books all these like speeches and stuff? Because I was considering at one point hiring a PR person that just, got me on those, vanity metrics of like, Forbes and Entrepreneur, and then, get in, on these other, TV channels and stuff like this, and then get on speaking stages and stuff like that. But
they're helpful. One, especially initially, do not pay for it. My opinion. Like you could pay for like the person to do that, but if they're like this event's like it costs $5,000 to speak for us, not happen.
I wouldn't pay for
I
that.
refuse. Either it's going to be free, or you're going to cover my travel, or you're going to pay me. Those are the 3 options. You don't like them, kick a bucket. That's what I've done. And again, for speaking some of them, the easiest thing I've done, I should have mentioned this too, is also finding someone I know or not even someone I know, a stranger who spoke at them, reaching out to them saying, hey, can you connect me to the affiliate world people? I think I could speak for them. I do a really good job. That's why affiliate world, they have like 20,000 live attendees, super great, super professional. Like I could connect you with them, be a speaker for them. I didn't spend.
I want to do more speaking once I launch this videos, than my book. Yeah. I think you're right. The bigger platforms are just like like one to many. I'm even considering doing more of like webinar style stuff. Have you found any success with that?
Yes, again, all of it really works well. I think it's you want a stack of it. You want a stack of multiple things. I know some people who are killing it. So for example, if you want book a call for high ticket, the John Crestani guy, he does a podcast. He did it. It worked really well. A podcast disguise, or it was a VSL disguised as a podcast. So imagine this entire conversation, but it's scripted, but it seems natural. And then it brings him to book a call. He did that. And I was getting him with email alone. He was probably making, I think he was making between $10,000 and $50,000 a day. And then through email, we're bringing him like additional like 10 to 30 a week. And he was printing money. So it can work. Webinars work. It still does well. I think you have to decide.
The goal is 10x. Like I'm trying to think, even the book, 10x is better than 1x or something like that from Dan Sullivan. It's like, what's 10x of what I'm doing right now? If I'm close to 100K a month, like how can I do 1 million a month? And so I'm trying to think strategically of like how I can approach doing that.
Right. Strategically, the sales calls themselves is going to be a big mover. I'm not sure what those exactly look like, but getting those dialed. I know you said you've done some sales. You did sales for a while. Mm-hmm. Having that as fine-tuned as possible, as in the actual sales conversation and the upsells and downsells afterwards, is going to be. So that's the second part that I forgot to mention that I would do if I were you, that I do as well, is have the downsell on the call and also have upsell. So then after you get, take your 10 or take all of your sold higher ticket clients and go, we have a mastermind or we have a whatchamacallit event or something more intimate. We're going to have an inner circle that's 20K or 30K or 50K. So then if you want to reach 1 million a month, then it's okay. If we sell 3 50Ks a month or 2 50Ks a month, 2 50Ks or 3 30Ks or 5 10Ks extra from our already upsold, our already high ticket customers, that's a doubling. Then you take the downsells, which if You take all the leads who haven't converted and that won't convert over the next 12 months, and you sell a 1 to 3K, 10 of those a month. There's another 30 to 90K. So you got 300K a month then, just off those two changes. The sales call, if you can convert, let's say you're converting your sales call at 10%, 20%, for out, maybe if you're doing good, 30. If you can get from 20% to 30% or 20% to 40%, again, that's a doubling, but it's going to be more of a doubling because the effect of them spending more money through later on. So now you're at, like stack that. That's what you want to stack. Is if I do X, these probably 3 to 5 things, each of them respectively, if you do it half-ass, should bring you a reasonable large increase in also not even revenue, just pure profit, mostly profit. Plus with the downsell, you'll acquire leads faster with the cheaper, lower ticket product. So you're going to get more leads. You have more leads. That fuels the entire system. So you'll be getting more leads. You'll be making more money per lead, more money per customer. And then as well, then figure out next level of as well, probably the fifth or sixth thing you can do is retaining customers longer. Again, more of the upsell thing. That's going to be huge. That's the main stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then like your book a call rates, if you can get your book a call rates and split test your landing page from maybe it's
we surprisingly have a really high show rate.
Book your show rate for lead to book a call or that a tens call.
Yeah.
That means that process is good. If you have a good show rate, leave that. It's then you're going to be your closing rate, which will be work around the sales conversation, which will work around any social proof stacking authoritativeness you can also still add to before the call. That's going to help a ton. Add that on the thank you page if you have a thank you page. For example,
I need to update that. There's a few things I want to do on that. Some of the video stuff of like showing the back end and kind of how it works and stuff.
That will help closing.
Pieces.
Yep, that will help with closing as well. I saw your text. Perfect. That'll help a ton. It will also help a ton. Yeah, the upsell, downsell stuff in the sales call is great. That's the main bulk stuff is that. Another thing you can do, this is later on. Again, when we talked about like on the podcast, fix this stuff first, optimize this stuff first. Then even more like the follow-up to fix the follow-up. If you have follow-up like that, there's also
some of it. I was going to mention this in the podcast because I left your idea. A lot of it is systemized, right?
Yes.
I can systemize a lot of follow-ups.
Automatic, yeah.
And then some manual stuff with, the CRM and everything to kind of remind that salesperson to do it, right?
Yes. Yeah. So you want to systemize all of it as much as possible. So like build it into the SOPs, build it into your sales process, build it into the sales conversation, build it into your follow-up in your CRM. All of this should be, once it's set up, it's a fuck ton of work. But once it's set up, everything will flow, produce more money, convert better. And then another thing is too, once this is set up, I think your next move then is, like I talked about, omni-channel follow-up. So how can we also text these people? Like right now I'm using a Texla, Textla, Texla for cold texting. So I have a
Does that bring a blue marker though?
I don't know, but all I know is that it's been working. I don't know if let me check.
Because it's like the blue bubble it matters.
Totally. Let me see here.
So I'm like, I was even considering like trying to buy a few phones and then using the message number within Go High Level to like bring a blue bubble.
Right.
So like work around some things like that.
That's doable. You would have to test it to see if it does. Let me see if I can test it right now. You can test it on textla.com. Go to my account, send myself a quick text. Let me text myself. It was really easy to use, dude. Like you can even import leads to it. So I'm doing a bunch of cold imported leads.
How much do you charge, by the way, John? Like, I'm curious about your service and all.
I charge usually similar price range, about 10 to 20K. It depends on how intimate like you want me to be. Like it'd be like, well, if I'm doing all the writing, for example, myself, if I'm doing all the copywriting, all that, obviously the price is higher. And then if it's more towards like 10K, if it's you just want me to tell you exactly what to do, how to do it, structure, etc. But if either myself or I'm business partners with my dad, Richard, or anyone else is actually going in, writing all of it, setting it all up, then it's different. And then sometimes, again, I also do like percent of revenue, which is usually between 2 to 5%. I'm doing that now because it's scalable and I'm very confident I can make people really good money. So let me real quickly, I'm going to test this for you. Text number 218-966-4386. Ooh, I can just test it with you. Let me actually take a look. Let me grab this. I will try not to spam you, I promise. 509-669-5223. Let me try this. Let me know if you get it and how fast you get it.
It's here.
How'd it appear?
Green bubble.
Dang it. Well, it is green bubble, but it came fast and it went to inbox.
Yeah.
But yeah, with you, I'll throw it out there. I can make you some guaranteed money, no problemo. I have a ROI guarantee, of course, on my stuff.
Well, I just hired this marketing agency.
I know. You told me that too. I went, no, why did you hire them? No.
I mean, let's stay in touch just in case in the next few months it doesn't pan out. We can talk again.
And I hope it does. When you mentioned that earlier, I was going to say, let me know how it goes, because I've had mixed. Either agencies are really good or they are hot garbage. And if you want someone else, if you want another ads agency, I also have Frank Kern's ad agency guy, who's actually pretty affordable for a monthly. I think
I'm using Taylor Welch's ads, guys.
Taylor Welch should be all right. He should be all right. I know the name,
but yeah, I mean it's a lot of infrastructure things I got to build right now. Like we were talking about in the podcast, like the infrastructure of getting out of the day to day is what I just did over the last few weeks, and then I went on vacation, and now I'm getting back. Now I'm like building mode with the lower ticket offers and the free community, finishing up my book and other stuff like this, and onboarding my GM that I have that manages the team and stuff. And so it's like all the different moving parts of leading people now is all the stuff I'm learning.
Yeah. So it depends. Let me know what you need. If you do need it, if you don't, hopefully the agency works wonders.
Let's just stay in touch too.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of cool stuff, like some symbiotic connection with each other and our views on life and business and
totally.
Perspective. Like I think they're like, when you start your mastermind, let me know. Like let's try to let's do some stuff, man. Let's if you need, like, if you see people that need some speakers, let me know. If I find some speaking gigs, I'll let you know too. Like I think there's some ways that it's all about connections and partnerships and relationships, in life and in business. And I think once you find those people that are in your circle that you can refer people to, I think it's
tight knit. Yeah. And the other thing too is, like, you'll find with me is I'll actually refer people your way. Because I've had mixed. I've had a lot of people go, oh yeah, let's refer people, blah, blah, blah. It's usually, which is totally fine, but it's usually me like, bro, I got you this guy, I got you this, I got this thing you can speak for, blah, blah, blah. So just so you know, like,
that's good, man.
What I say, like, I actually bring to the table for sure.
Yeah. Love it, man. I got to run home. My wife wants me to take care of some of the kiddos before I had to do some stuff. She has to have an appointment here at 1. I got to run.
Enjoy. Thanks for meeting. This was pretty solid.
Right. My team will let you know when it's out. They'll email you. I don't know exactly what the schedule is, but they'll message you out and let you know and tag you on some reels and stories and shared stuff. Perfect. Give you the raw stuff so you can take this and use it too.
Could you also take this one and give it to me? I would very much appreciate that, because I can see. I go, boom! I can use this. This is fucking phenomenal. Again, I'll cut out certain stuff, but this also is a very good content piece. And then again, I will also do the same for you if you'd like me to. If you can shoot me a testimonial, I will love you forever, brother. I like stacking them. I love testimonial stacking. So
I got to get more of those. I'm not the best at the testimonial stuff, man. I got to do more of that.
I will shoot you the best one you've ever received.
Thanks. I didn't expect that, but thank you, John.
I will not keep you any longer, and I will let you get to the wife and kiddos and do your thing, brother.
John, see you later, man. Great talking.
Bye.
Bye.